Welcome back, guys. Today we're talking about alien gear holsters and are they worth the price. But before we get into it, since I've got the gun and the holster and a box of ammo here, I'm gonna put a few rounds downrange. Alright, I've had my fun. Got the alien gear paddle holster on here. They've also sent me a belt slider for this one, or I can use the paddle attachment, and I also got a hybrid IWB holster. So let's go back up top, we'll look at those, tell you my thoughts, and that'll wrap it up. I know this is a holster video, but I am really digging this VP9SK. But anyways, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Green, and if it's your first time here, you may want to consider subscribing because we do some pretty cool things here on the channel. Like today, we're talking about alien gear holsters. Are they worth the money? Are they worth the hype? You see them everywhere. They got a million ads on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Are they worth it? I bought a couple, I put them to the test, and I'm going to let you guys know my personal opinion on them. I was not paid to say any of these things about alien gear. This is something that I bought with my personal money just to give you guys some content on it. So before we get it started, let's go ahead and clear this baby out. Clear here, clear there. Like I said, I know this isn't a gun video, guys, but this VP9SK is pretty amazing. So if you guys haven't seen my review on that, my first impression review, you may want to click up here and do that now, because I'm telling you, this is a sweet, sweet little shooter. But we're going to put this away for right now because we're not talking about it in this video. As you've seen down at the range when I was shooting, I was using a paddle holster. This is the Alien Gear Cloak Mod outer waistband paddle holster. So far, so good, guys. I will have to say this thing has very good build quality to it. Nice hard materials. It is a little bit of a pain on the butt to get this thing actually in your waistband and around your belt. It's very stiff. But with that being said, you kind of want something like that. You don't want a holster that's going to flop around and move in your waistband. You want something when you seat it in there, it's going to seat and stay there. So I have to say, pretty pleased with that part of it so far. So you can actually take this thing and remove the paddle, and you can actually put a belt strap on there to where you would run your belt through the holster, and then that way the only way you're going to be able to take this thing off is by actually removing your belt and sliding it off of it. I kind of like the paddle style just because for something like this, when I'm trying to get something quick and on the go, I can slap it in there, I can shoot, it's not going to go anywhere, and then I can easily remove it and provide you guys with a YouTube video. But anyways, as far as the rest of the holster goes, it's very good materials here. Everything is nice and stiff and rigid. I will say the inside of these, it actually, to me, almost feels like it has some sort of a coating down in here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's almost like there is some sort of a coating down inside of there. It makes it almost like a little rubbery feel. I will say my gun is digging into that a little bit, but I think that's probably what that's for, is to eliminate, wear and tear on your slide and stuff as it's going in and out of the holster. I don't see that stuff lasting too long because I can already see where it's rubbing kind of off in a couple places. But it doesn't really matter to me. This is a CCW gun. It's going to get wear and tear on it. I would like for it to always stay nice and neat, but that's just not practical, so that probably won't happen. This thing here, you can actually adjust the cant, so there's a couple extra holes in here. You just pop out what you want, and then you can adjust the cant. You can run this straight up and down. I do have mine with a slight forward cant to it, so when it's in my waist, it sits forward a little bit. It just makes it a little easier to draw. I did that basically as soon as I got the holster. But yeah, as far as build quality, I have to say this thing gets an A+. And as far as performance, as you guys seen at the start of the video, drawing in and out of my holster, the holster did its job. It stayed well. Everything clicked back into place. We can try to look at some retention here. So I've actually got mine. You can tighten these outer bolts down, and you can adjust how tight you want it. I've got mine pretty stiff, just because I know, like anything, it's going to give a little bit over time. So I've kind of got it stiff right now, maybe a little over stiff, I might say. But, you know, I'm not too worried about it. I like them. I'd rather it be in there and not go anywhere as opposed to being too loose and possibly falling out of the holster. But as you can see with the retention there, this puppy is not going to come out. So, yeah, that's how I like it. And then with a nice firm pull, it will come right out. So, yeah, as far as the paddle holster goes, I have to say, guys, I've used it 2 or 3 times out on the range now. I've been trying to practice drawing, landing 2 shots on target here lately. And I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Instagram. It's Justin Wayne Green. But I actually done a couple stories on there one day, and just me trying to practice with this. And I done pretty good, you know. Like I said, guys, if you watch me, you know I'm no pro. I admit that all the time. I am practicing, I am learning, and I strive to get better each and every time I pull the trigger on whatever firearm I'm shooting. So I'm striving to get better. But yeah, I have to say, so far, if you're looking for a decent paddle holster, check out the Cloak Mod by Alien Gear. I give it 2 thumbs up. Now that we've talked about the Cloak Mod outer waistband, I actually, whenever I bought these on Alien Gear, they had a special, and it may still be there if you guys want to check it out, but they have a 2 holster combo. So basically, I think it worked out to where if you buy 2 holsters, you get like 20 bucks off of the price of the cheaper holster. It actually worked out pretty good for me. I ended up getting the 2 holsters for a little bit of nothing, considering how well and how, you know, nice these holsters are. I got the deal. If you guys want to try to snag that before it's gone, I think it's still up by the time I post this video, but you may have to check and see. But the second one I got is the Cloak Tuck Mod, and I think that's what it's called, the Tuck Mod. So basically, this is just a hybrid holster. It is a plastic, I don't know if you would consider that Kydex, a plastic Kydex on top of a leather innard. So this is what's actually going to set against your body. I've been rocking this thing now for about a week and a half every single day, and I've been wearing it in about the 3:30 to 4 o'clock position. Normally about the 3:30, it's a little more comfortable for me. But I would assume you could probably wear this in appendix, but it's just a little bit big, so I haven't tried that. But you know, if you're a little bit skinnier than I am, and you don't have a big gut in the way and stuff, you might be able to get away with running this appendix. I haven't tried it yet, but in the 3:30, 4 o'clock position, this is top notch. I like the leather. It's a nice grade of leather, it seems to be. It's not real stiff. It's not real loose either. I've actually noticed one thing about this since I have been carrying it for a week and a half, though, is this holster, it seems that these bolts that hold the retention and hold this gun to the leather backing do tend to want to back out. I carried this thing for about 3 days straight, and I noticed that it started getting a little bit loose. So I actually took it out. They give you all the parts and extra parts, and they even send the Allen wrench with this thing. So I did take the Allen wrench, and I tightened all these down to get that retention back that I wanted. And that's probably been about, like I said, 3 days after I purchased. And then 2 days ago, I noticed it was backing out again, so I tightened them up again. And like I said, I wore this thing all weekend. Everywhere I went all weekend, I was constantly on the go. And I have noticed that it is already backed out again. So I don't like that necessarily. The gun just wants to fall right out without shaking. That does seem to bother me a little bit. But with that being said, a little bit of blue Loctite. I'm just out right now, but you could put a little bit of blue Loctite on those. Cinch them down to where you like. Let them dry, and that should take care of the problem. I'm not going to necessarily hold that against these. These do have rubber gaskets in here. I don't know if you guys can quite see that or not, but there are some rubber gaskets that separate the plastic from the leather, and when you squish those down, of course, they're going to have a little bit of resistance trying to push back up. So I would assume that that negative resistance there is probably going to help work those screws out. So a little bit of blue Loctite, and you should be good to go. But for comfort of this holster, I don't know if you'll find much better on the 3:30, 4 o'clock position. This is absolutely one of the most comfortable holsters ever. It is a hybrid. I understand that hybrids are supposed to be comfortable. This is my first hybrid, so I'm going to tell you this is the most comfortable hybrid that I've ever owned. It's just as simple as that. But with everything being said, like I said, it's a nice grade of leather. Everything seems to be put together well, other than the screws backing out. not a big deal. Blue Loctite, you're good to go. I did go with the nylon, plasticky, whatever you want to call them, clips on mine. That's what Alien Gear recommends on the site when you go to check out. So I just chose what they recommended and went with it. Yeah, great purchase, guys. If you're not a appendix guy, which I normally am, but I have been trying a few different carry positions because I'm going to start doing some of these IDPA shoots, and I'll probably be using a paddle holster, which is on the 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock position. So I want to get used to drawing like that, so that's why I went ahead and got a holster like this, so my gun would technically be in the same position that it would be if I was going to use the paddle holster. Both of these are going to be on the 3:30, 4 o'clock position on my side, so if I'm practicing on the range with this gun, I want to be able to, have that same feeling if I ever had to draw in a, emergency situation. Hopefully I never do. I want to be able to, know that I'm trained that way with many, many shots through the gun, so that's why I went with this holster. Trying it out. So far, I absolutely love it. I will say I've got some more holsters coming here soon. Got a couple companies that I'm trying to, do some reviews with right now. Bravo Concealment being one of those. Should be here hopefully in the next week or two, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in those. Once I get them, I'll be sure to give you guys my honest opinion on those as well. As far as grading these things, I would say out of 10, I'm going to give these probably, the paddle holster, I'm going to give this probably like an 8.2 just because it's made well. Everything seems to work great on it, and yeah, it's just an all-around good holster. When it comes to the in a waistband hybrid holster, I'm going to give this one a rough score of 8.4. Probably would give it a little bit higher, somewhere close to an 8.8, 8.9 if those screws didn't back out on me so easily. And I've, like I said, had it a week and a half, and I've had to tighten those 2 or 3 times already. But yeah, once I get the Loctite on it, that score will bump on up. Great holsters, guys. Alien Gear, I know you've seen them everywhere like me. If you've always wondered about trying them, I would say check them out. Maybe just buy one holster. You don't have to do the combo like I did. Maybe just buy one, whatever you're looking for, in the waistband, out of waistband. They do have the shape shift, which is a sweet system. You can do everything from in the waistband, outer waistband, to a travel mount in your vehicle, around the seat of your car. There's a bukus of options that you can do with that system. Unfortunately, when I ordered this, they did not make it for the VP9SK. That's what I wanted to test out. Alien Gear, if you guys happen to watch this, step up your game, make some more holsters for the VP9SK, and I totally would have give you some more money. I think the Shapeshift series is like 99 bucks for the kit, and that allows you to use those holsters in many, many different configurations. Plus, I'm pretty sure that those will actually, that base system will actually work with almost any gun. So as long as Alien Gear makes a holster for the gun, you can just buy the exterior part of the holster and it will mount to the Shapeshift, as far as I know. Don't hold me to that again, but yeah, Alien Gear holsters, check them out, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching the video today. If you've never been here before, like I said earlier, you may want to subscribe. We do all kinds of cool things here. We shoot guns, we review products, we review holsters, we review everything gun related. Once the weather breaks, we're going to start doing travel videos. That means I'll be doing hiking videos, and I do a lot of cinematography stuff here. I try to make my videos look good for you guys. If you are subscribed, I appreciate you guys for tuning back in this week. I've been on a hiatus the last 2 weeks because the weather in East Tennessee sucks right now. We've had torrential downpours. Everything is flooded. I basically had to paddle to work this morning in a boat. Hopefully the weather does a little bit better. I can start bringing you guys the weekly content videos each and every week. I won't have to miss like I did last week. If you guys don't care, share this for me on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, wherever. Anything you guys can do to help would be appreciated. And if you guys don't care, I'm going to get out of here. So I will see you in the next video. Peace.